there, friends. Welcome to the Blue Sky Sanctuary. That's my home and property in the Baja in Mexico, where I've been living full-time off-grid since 2022. And I wanted to make this video today. Did you see that bird fly right in front of us? I wanted to make this video today to share with you the idea that living off-grid is not just for hippies anymore. I might be a hippie at heart, but I really like to live comfortably, and a lot of the videos that I see on YouTube who are talking about off-grid life are really going about it in a very hardcore way. They're like washing their clothes by hand and making bread from scratch and using only a generator for power, and you know, kudos to them if that is the life they want to live, but that isn't how off-grid life has to look. It can look like this. Yes, I am sleeping in a tent at night, but it is cozy as can be, and it's because I'm choosing to not use my generator and burn the gas to keep my AC running in the house at night. But I'm going to take you inside and share with you just how comfortable and cozy it is in there, and this is with off-grid life. So coming into the house, it is wonderfully comfortable and cool in here. The air conditioning unit is running. My TV is on just for fun, to share with you how much we can power at once off solar. My computer, of course, is running, the fan, my lights, and we're gonna have a look at the solar charge controller, which is gonna tell us here the battery is at 93%. We're pulling in 1,350 watts of power through the panels, and the total consumption for the house is 1,267 watts. So we're pulling in more than we're using, which means the battery will continue to top up over the next bit. And that is also, of course, powering my fridge, which is always really full. Whoop, because I love food. And what else is it powering? Well, it can power anything that I need or want in the day, and that's with my solar system that cost roughly $11,000 US. There's all sorts of videos on the channel if you want to know more about that. But basically, this is how comfortable it can be. I can be here having consultations with perfect internet through my computer any hour of the day, no problem. And then I can go outside and dig in the dirt and practice growing my own food and practice working with the earth, practice managing my own water consumption, my own power consumption. And at the end of the day, it's all really satisfying. It's really gratifying to be in control of my reality and to not feel like the rug could be pulled out from underneath me if or when another pandemic happens, or the power goes down here, which happens all the time in Mexico, or the water shuts off, which also happens all the time here. So there's different challenges depending where you're gonna live if you're going off grid. But if you take it step by step, I think that the transition can be relatively comfortable and very liberating. So let me take you outside before we wrap up this video. I'll show you some more of my garden beds and what's going on around the house, and then we will say goodbye. So back outside, you can see some of what I've got going on here. I've been growing moringa, all from seed. If you haven't heard about moringa, you might want to look into it. It is an incredible superfood. Practicing in my garden. Got some tomatoes, basil, celery, onions, strawberries, sweet potato greens, and more moringa. That garden's seen better days. It's kind of the end of this cycle of growing, and I need to start again maybe just in a month or two when the peak of the hot season's over. We've been hanging this shade cloth and just doing some things to protect the house against the summer sun, and I'll share more about all of that in a future video. But basically what I wanted to inspire you to do today is maybe just take one step in the direction of not being so reliant on the grid. Really, that's mostly what I took from the pandemic, was how unstable the grid actually is, how precarious it is. And if you just maybe get yourself one solar panel, so when the power goes down, you still have a way to charge your phone and get some internet. Or just set up 1 or 2 rain barrels and capture some water, or just grow 1 garden bed to see how you do with growing your own food. Just a little bit of practice. I think you might find it's worthwhile, and it, for me, has certainly allowed me to feel more confident about the future and more like it's in my control, and that's a great feeling. So I appreciate you joining me today for this video. I would love if you have any experiences of your own to share, or if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Requests for future videos, anything at all. Really, I appreciate hearing from you. It's our worldwide community, our back and forth communication that inspires me to keep showing up here. And I think that's it for today. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. So I thought to close out today's video, I'd reach back in time so you could see where this all began. This is footage from 3 years ago when I first got to my property here. Breaking ground, putting up the fence, clearing the driveway, clearing a spot for my camper that I lived in for a few years while the house was being built. That's the septic system going in. That is the cistern, the holding tank for the water. That's me carving in live, love, matter. Yeah, I wanted some good vibrations to go into the water. That's the cistern looking beautiful inside, and the first day that it was filled. And fast forward to 3 years later, you can see the house is pretty much done. There's plenty to do still outside to really get it dialed in, but I'm living really comfortably off-grid here in Mexico, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a bit of this, and thanks again for visiting the sanctuary. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.